Hello, friends. This is Brain from GameBrain.media, and guess what? Steam has put together this weird little collection of stuff called Steam Replay 2022. As we approach the new year in the year 2023 begins, we're closing out the year 2022, right? So here we are. You're going to see GameBrain Media's Steam Replay for the year 2022. This year, you played a variety of different games. Yeah, I did. Here are some of my highlights. Played mostly Mud Runner, 20% of my playtime. And then, um, let's see, I played 42 games over the course of 12 months. Can you believe that? It says 19 of them were new games, but honestly, they have some things jacked up. We'll see that as we scroll further down. Batman Arkham Knight. I'm still not finished with this game, but it's 11% of my total annual playtime. It's not that I'm 11% through the game, but I've started the game on 33 different sessions. Sometimes I might play the game in the morning and I get too stressed out, and then I need food, or to take a break, and then I come back to it that evening and play again. So anyway, over 33 sessions played in that. Pretty interesting. 156 achievements unlocked in 20 different games. 13 rare achievements. Oh boy. I did play a good bit of Tomb Raider this year. I played through the newest Tomb Raider trilogy, which I think was Tomb Raider Rising? God dang it. I can't remember. I don't want to click this because I don't want to bounce out of here and then come back to it. Anyway, my longest streak was playing one video game on Steam for 16 days in a row, and that happened because I was totally Laura Croft. I was 100% into it. What a fantastic first couple of reinventions of the game. The third game I've still not finished because I got bogged down in that stupid village and I just don't care anymore. I'm tired of running out on the same trail, coming back on the same trail, running out on a trail, opening a new door that appears on the trail after I unlock it. But there's so much uh, running back and forth on the same goddamn territory that you've already explored. So anyway, that's my take on that game. But you know what? I don't want to open a new window. We'll stick with this. How I compare. Stack your year against the rest of the Steam community. Okay, well, hey, I played a lot of games this year. I unlocked 156 achievements. Mostly that's because I just got serious about hitting some of those weird little things. Like the first time I played Tomb Raider, I just blew through the game on the story mission. But this time, um, I learned how to read the map and recognize that, oh, I'm in proximity of this thing. Let's just go do it until we have the thing. And that thing was, an achievement. You unlock, I don't know, deep diver or, all the stupid achievement things. But anyway, I did pretty good in the achievement area this year. I played 42 different games. Most Steam players only play 5 games in the course of a year. Really? Well, I'm telling you that 42 number is totally skewed, as we'll see as we get further down. 16 days in a row. Steam average is for people to play 9 days in a row, and then they get bored and take a break. But yeah, here we are. Sorry, I have to. Yee-hoo. Okay. Only 10% of the games that I played this year were new releases. Games released during the year of 2022. Yeah, I am a big fan of the Steam wishlist and buying games on sale and putting them into my Steam library and playing them whenever I damn well feel like it or as time permits. Um, so, yeah, I don't know, I guess uh, there's a lot of people playing games in their backlog because only 17% of the percentage of games the average player on Steam played were released in 2022. Interesting. That I think is really interesting statistic. That means we all have an enormous, a gigantic, dramatic. I don't know. I'm trying to combine enormous and gigantic. Anyway, A lot of us have a big Steam library and backlog, right? All right, so recent favorites 71% of the percentage of games you played were released in the last 1 to 7 years. Okay, so fairly recent. Um, 64% average of games the average player, or percentage of games the average player on Steam played were released in the last 1 to 7 years. Only 64% of them. Which means a lot of people are still playing really old games like Half-Life, Half-Life 2 maybe, and Counter-Strike. I'll bet that's it. Well, we'll see. Well, yeah, they'd probably be playing Counter-Strike Go, and that would have been a game. I don't know, man. Maybe that game is 10 years old. Yeah, it is. It probably is. I don't know. All right. Well, let's just keep going. Classic games. Okay. I'm on equal ground with other people. About 19% of the games I've played were released 8 or more years ago. What you are what you play. The spider graph shows the kinds of games you spent the most time on in 2022. Look at that. Off-road is at the top of the heap. Immersive sim, not so much. Racing games. I do like underwater games. They're just not really. I really wish I could find an underwater game that I loved. Some of the best underwater scenes of games I've ever come across were in Tomb Raider. Oh, let's see, was it Tomb Raider 3? The original series, well, not the new series, not the Lara Croft reinvention. And I think it was Call of Duty. Fantastic underground or underwater missions where you had to blow up an oil rig or a submarine. And one of them could have been Battlefield, but I don't think so. Anyway, kind of leaned pretty heavily towards fishing and hunting and off-road. I don't know, man. Off-road and racing seem to be really close to the outer edge of. Yeah, I would say based on that spider graph, off-road is just a smidgen past that first intermediate line. Then racing and fishing is in between the second and third intermediate lines. And then hunting between the third and fourth intermediate line. Yeah. I wonder what they refer to as an immersive sim. And that's kind of like odd because I've been playing a whole bunch of games on Epic. Excuse me. So I'll bounce over to Epic Game Store to play SnowRunner, where I got the game either super cheap. Oh, no. They had exclusive access to it for the first year of the game's release. Then it became available on Steam. Kind of like a PlayStation original that was only ever going to be on PlayStation. And then a year later, they put it on the PC. That kind of crap. And over there, I have The Sims 4. And I played a good bit of The Sims 4 this year. Mostly I'm trying to do building stuff. Anyway, fun stuff. By the numbers, I've shared 185 screenshots. Well, I've taken 185 screenshots, usually to use as a thumbnail for a YouTube video. And workshop item subscriptions, only 86. That's crazy. I have so many trucks in MudRunner and so many maps. I'm surprised it's only 86, dude. That's crazy. New friends added, 5. Workshop contributions. I can't imagine what I contributed. Maybe a thumbs up or a like on something? That's odd. All right, let's take a closer look at your top played games. MudRunner, of course. You were still really into this game in 2022. So let's see. It doesn't show my previous game, but 20% of my total gaming time on Steam has been in MudRunner. Can you believe that? That's 1/5, right? Yeah. 5 times 20, 100%. 1/5. I've played 233 sessions. Now, obviously, there's 365 days in a year. And there was a period of time where I played 10 days in a row. I was in MudRunner. That's quite interesting. Very, very interesting. And then here's a bunch of my screenshots. I did make this link public, I'll go ahead and put it in the YouTube comment section so you can go and look at this at your leisure, and also for my own reference. Let's see, Batman Arkham Knight. Excuse me. Oh man, I don't know why I get the sniffles or the hiccups and sneezing when I'm streaming, but okay, Batman Arkham Knight. I have still not gotten through Batman Arkham Asylum. I played far into it to where Harley started really bogging me down, and I kind of couldn't figure my way out of this duct system or attic or I don't know prison section, and I just quit playing for a while. Then I decided, you know what? It's been so long since I played Arkham Asylum. I'm gonna restart. So I went from zero, and I got to that same area where it just got I got bogged down. It's like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to go look at some kind of a let's play or a what do they call that? A wiki guide, and I never did. So by that time, a new computer, I built a new box, or I moved to a new house and had different things, set up different computers. I mean, I have 5 computers that I run. When I, well, at one time I was running 5 computers, but mostly I only run 3. Lately I've been running 2, and now I'm down to 1. I've moved everything into one single room, and I'm just running one PC. Anyway, I never got back to Arkham Asylum, and I decided that, man, I needed some Batman in my life. So I started playing Arkham Knight. It's 11% of my total playtime. A lot of that being in October. I dove in hard. Let's see, November, and now it's, wow, the end of December, and it's not really showing any of my December time, but I've definitely played Batman Arkham Knight in December. Anyway, super fun game. Really loved it. Banging through a bunch of achievements in there. I mean, that's just like unintentional. You get the achievements just because you're playing the game. I never really cared for achievements, but all right. So Tomb Raider, 10% of my total playtime, 11-day streak, 33 sessions. Really, I got through 2.5 Tomb Raider games in just 33 sessions. Wow. Well, that's because when I launched into Tomb Raider, again, August was a heavy month for me. August was, okay, August was my big Tomb Raider month. Yeah, okay, an 11-day streak, but 33 sessions. Honestly, if I jumped into Tomb Raider, I was going to play 2, 3, 4 hours. We were just covering so much ground, and I had already been there. This was my second playthrough, so I don't know. It was a lot easier the second time around. And then Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts, and now see, this doesn't reflect the other games that I played, like on the Xbox store and on Epic and Origin and Uplay, since all of the tracking software has splintered. I played Sniper Elite 5 on the Xbox store. I spent a lot of hours in there. I have an entire playlist of that on my YouTube, I believe. But Sniper Ghost Contracts, or Ghost Warrior Contracts 2 was pretty fun. Pretty short game. You get through it lickety split. I started at the end of August, and bang, it was over with in September. I just played it until I was done with it. I didn't really, I don't pursue the achievements. You get them when I did them. Look. Here's Tomb Raider. 33 sessions of that one game. Then here's Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Okay, 20 sessions of that game. So I think that was only a 20-hour game. Maybe, yeah, probably 20-hour game. And I banged it out in 20 play sessions, because sometimes I started it and played for half an hour and I'm just not into it today. Anyway, let's see. Beyond that, playtime by month. I thought this was pretty interesting. August, I was gaming hard. I don't know why. Probably because it's so bleeding hot outside. Didn't do much else but wait for my garden to grow. And then my longest daily streak being that 16 days for Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Home Design 3D. That's kind of odd during that streak. Okay. So I was playing Tomb Raider. When I finished it, I went straight into Rise of the Tomb Raider. And oh, by the way, I got distracted and started playing some Home Design 3D because I really want to build a tiny house, a trailer, I want to build an RV, a tiny house on a trailer. So I was trying to do some layout with that software. So fun stuff. Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Why is that other? There it is. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's where I have just gotten completely bogged down on my second playthrough, and I don't care so much. But man, now I got the hiccups again. So here's explore the games you played this year. All right, I think they are showing them in the quantity of time I spent in these games, and that seems to make sense. No, because Way of the Hunter, maybe. I didn't play much Call of Wild. So maybe I ended up spending a little more time in Way of the Hunter trying to learn it and hated it. So not on my list of, I don't know if I'll ever open that game again. But Mud Runner, Batman, Tomb Raider, Sniper Contracts 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Way of the Hunter, Fishing Planet, Call of the Wild, Assetto Corsa, yeah. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Man, I really got to get back into that. But also farted around in Aquarium Designer. I guess early in the year I played that game a good bit. I wanted to replay the entire Crisis series, but after I played two of them, I was like, God, why did we think this was so fantastic back in the day? Well, because it was back in the day. And the graphics were fantastic. The gameplay and the story were absolutely lame as hell. I don't know what this gray box is. I'm tempted to click it. You played this game some more in 2022. 2% of my time. But it doesn't tell me what it is. That's odd. Okay. And then Microsoft Flight Sim. Man, I bought a controller for that. Well, I bought a controller for Elite Dangerous, a 3D space flying game. And it's a joystick with a throttle, a yoke, which is basically a forward, backward throttle like in an airplane for flight sims and, space flying vehicles. Yeah. I could get up in the air, I could take off easily enough, but a lot of times I tried to just do a turnaround, fly around. I wanted to fly around the valley or the area that that I just took off from. I wanted to fly around in a circle and come back in for a landing. But half the time when I launched, getting off the ground is pretty easy. But when I was in the air and I was making a turn, I got impatient with really slow loop, and then and so I tried to bank harder and pull the throttle back a little more to make more of a 90-degree turn, and the game doesn't like that at all. And I crashed and I crashed and I crashed and I just quit playing. It was just no fun. It was so slow. Oh my god, it was slow. So anyway, yeah, there's a billion keys. So once I got up in the air, I could set a bank, and I could have maybe put autopilot on or set a waypoint, or I don't know. There's a million controls in that game, and it's one of those games like Ark or even The Witcher. You kind of got to dedicate your life to it for a period of time. You stay ingrained in that game, and so that you have all the keys memorized, and that's a big deal difference when I play one game to another. Suddenly my muscle memory and I'm stabbing the E as the E key for use, because the last game I was playing E was use, but in this game it's F. or Q is the weapon wheel instead of, some other crucial thing to do in the game. So switching back and forth between multiple games can be tricky. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Origins, yeah, I started that in 2022, but I had I spent a lot of time playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Wonderful game. It's in my top 10, probably. Um, and then I tried to get into Assassin's Creed Origins, and it's different. Assassin's Creed Odyssey being one of the newer ones, I would probably enjoy Valhalla more than Origins, but I wanted to do the games in the chronological order that I discovered, an outline for probably on Wikipedia. And Odyssey is the oldest historical game, not in order of the release of the Assassin's Creed game series, but it's the throwback of here's the origins. Well, okay, this is Origins, but Odyssey, the cult formed in Odyssey, and then it blossomed in Origins, or they tell a little more of the story of how the Assassin's Creed guild, I guess it's a guild, and then the cult, the masked cult, I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, the whole Assassin's Creed thing is really cool. But my God, it's a game that you kind of like really got to engross yourself in and dedicate your life to for a period of time. Like I dedicated my life to Tomb Raider for a period of time, but not really willfully. I wanted to. It was so wondrous and so wonderful, and the gameplay and the mechanics are just so smooth, and everything just works. It's easy peasy. Anyway, Batman: The Enemy Within. I think I just opened that game and I tried to play it. Let's have a look. If I click it, how long did I play? Not much. I opened it in January and closed it, and never looked back. Oh wait, it says I played 6 sessions in there. Started it this year. I unlocked 10 things. Oh, well, that's interesting. And then Homefront. Oh my God, I did really like this. The game's very, very short. I blew through it in record time because I've been there, done that previously, and I really, really, really highly recommend Homefront. It's only a 4-hour game demo, basically. So put it on your wish list and wait for it to be dirt cheap. $4, $6, whatever. That's probably a wonderful price. Homefront: The Revolution. It's this Homefront game was like a tech demo, and that development company apparently went bankrupt, but then somebody bought their property and relaunched it, and Homefront: The Revolution uses the same premise of North Korea invading the United States. Yeah, preposterous. But same premise, and you're a rebel, but it's just not as personable. Homefront: The Revolution, you're a guy, right? You're Brady. You're being called upon to do these things. In Homefront, you just felt more like a human. In Homefront: The Revolution, you're like a commodity. It's I don't know, man. If you try it, you might figure out what I'm talking about, but it's really difficult to explain. There's a sharp difference between the two, but they're clearly connected. And I really enjoyed Homefront. I got the DLC to play through as 3 other characters. Now that's something that wasn't available when that game first dropped. Like I said, I got it. It was a tech demo. It was cheap. It was like $5. I didn't realize it was only a 4-hour long game. But you team up with a group of 3 AI players, and they're your support crew basically. And you run through these missions, and some of them meet you here and deliver stuff to you, and do other things with you and for you, and then your part of the game is over, and you've collectively won. However, they release the other 3 AI characters with their own storyline, that when they weren't with you, they were doing other stuff. And I need to backtrack and pick up on those last 3 characters. So, dude, isn't the world of gaming phenomenal? I mean, racing, hunting, fishing, being Tomb Raider, building an aquarium. I didn't play golf or shoot pool much this year, but those are games that I play also. I mean, Jesus. Jeez. NASCAR Heat 5, played that a little bit this year. Played a little dirt track racing in circles. Played a little dirt rally. Mostly autocross so far. No Man's Sky started that. Just totally lost interest really quick. Was God, I just wanted to jump in a spaceship and fly around the world, or fly around the universe, and visit different planets. But no, you have to gather resources and get your spaceship repaired that crash landed on a thing, and it's a thing, and it's a blah blah blah. Pure rock crawling, yeah, I dicked around with that. Crisis Warhead, I played through Crisis, right, remastered, and man, such a lame ass game. 20 years later, or however many years later it is, I don't know. Yakuza Kiwami. I started that. Man, it's really tedious to read subtitles and not just play the game and have somebody talk in English. Come on, man. Why can't they dub that shit in fucking English? It irritated the hell out of me. DC Universe, I downloaded it. I really wanted to jump into it. I watched a couple of videos after I downloaded it and realized that you can't be Superman, Batman, or Wonder Woman. You're gonna be a generic hero, and then you have to build yourself up like in the old game City of Heroes. And then, of course, Grand Theft Auto. Project Cars. Dragon's Dogma, I tried. I really wanted to like it, but it's really odd. Hitman 2, I'm still playing that. I haven't got really far into that game, and I played it just a little bit in May for 4 sessions. So 4 different days, I jumped in that game, and it was difficult. So I didn't spend, Hitman is another game where you have to really get yourself engrossed and live in that world. Like, you have to be able to settle down and grind through a really slow, methodical paced game. Unlike Monster Energy Supercross. Now, version 5 came out this year, so I replayed some of the original, and before I wanted to jump into a new version of the game, and I still have Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game. This is version 1. Then I got version 2, 3, 4, and 5 sitting on my hard drive. They're all different tracks. That's what I like about Supercross. Every year you get a different track. In MXGP, another off-road game, but it's motocross instead of Supercross, you run at the same tracks year after year after year. It's the same series, just like Formula One. Same tracks year after year after year. Now, that's also true of a lot of the GT games, Grand Touring games. But anyway, Star Trek Online Ascension. Somebody told me that, hey, if you liked Elder Scrolls Online, you're going to love this. So I downloaded it, opened it, tried to start it, and realized, man, I'm really going to have to get my head into this and be Star Trek for a while, or engross myself in that world. Just like when I was playing The Witcher, I tried playing Witcher 3, even Skyrim. Yeah, I tried playing Skyrim and Witcher 3 like 3 or 4 different times, and I could only last an hour or two. Or I'd play an hour and I'd quit, and then I'd play another hour, and I'm like, man, when is this going to hit me? When does this get good? Why is this so highly rated? Why do people love this shit so much? It's so slow and boring. And I don't know if it's based upon how much you drink, and I was able to sit still long enough to get through this break point. And okay, now, all right, I'm picking it up. I'm picking up what they're throwing down. Let's go and do this next thing, and maybe then I'll get the better weapon. Maybe then I'll get the magic power. Maybe then I'll get this and that and the other thing. And eventually you get sucked into the incremental achievement crap. And I don't mean the achievements. You've acquired an appropriate weapon, and now you're formidable, and you're not just getting killed every time you turn around, type thing. You know what I mean. If you're a gamer, you know what I mean. All right. Then Need for Speed Heat. I bought it for $3 or something, and it won't run. I can't get it to run on the PC. I tried everything. I did. I went down to the AEXE, run an admin. run in compatibility mode for an older operating system. It just won't fucking work. And I'm not alone. There are a lot of people who have not been able to run this game on Steam. And there are a lot of people who it just works. Really weird. I tried the Outer Worlds. Oh God, I really wanted to like it. I watched some videos before I bought it. It was like dirt cheap. I love space games. I love sci-fi. But again, I just wasn't ready to throw myself into it. You got to be in a specific mental state to try that game or do that game. Same thing with Ori in the Blind Forest down here, and Euro Truck Simulator. There was some DLC that came out that was on my wish list. It was like $1.99. Okay, so I bought an expansion to Euro Truck Simulator, and I jumped into that. And let's see, how much time did I spend in there? It doesn't tell me. Yeah, less than 1%. I played one session. I opened it up, and I'm like, God, that's just too slow. Not for me. Wasn't gonna fly through there. Euchre, same thing. It's like, oh shit. I wanted to buy a poker game, and I was looking for card games, and I wanted to buy a blackjack game, and it ends up that the best blackjack game is just on my phone. It's free. Yeah, it interrupts you with some advertising every once in a while. But I had totally forgot how to play euchre. I'm like, it'll just come back to me. I'm a natural. I used to play this all the time. I cannot remember how to play that damn game. I tried running through Half-Life Source. Got into that a little bit and was like, meh. Let's see how much time I played there. Very, very... None at all. One session? I must have installed it, opened it up, configured it, thinking, maybe I'll stream this, and then didn't. And then, of course, there's GT Legends. I played a lot of that recently. I'm surprised it hasn't picked that up. But 15 sessions played in the year. That's odd. That nothing's being... It's not a blip on the radar. Maybe because I only play, an hour at a time. I don't know. And then GTR 2. I've been playing that pretty solidly, and it's only ringing up 4 sessions. Probably because I'm actually using GTR 2 as the core base game for a mod that I play that's called Power and Glory mod. So yeah. Anyway, I'm not recalling this World War III. Oh, I think this is a free-to-play game, and I started it up, and it's multiplayer only, and I didn't want to jump into a battlefield with a bunch of skilled players when I'm a chump, and I was just fresh off the bench, So I thought there would be what do you call it? AI or bots that you could potentially learn the map a little bit and get the hang of things and understand their weapon switching systems and reloads, and of course ours reload, but you know what I'm saying. I thought I would be able to run a little offline prep time, and no, you're forced, I think, 100% multiplayer at all times. But anyway, thanks for being part of the Steam community in 2022. Don't forget to share your replay with your friends. I have made this public. Frequently asked questions. It includes all your gameplay between January 1 and December 14. Okay, so it hasn't picked up the last 30 or 15 days of my gameplay, or last couple weeks. Does Steam include offline time? No. I haven't played anything offline. All types of apps. Well, excludes time spent running tools and other types of non-game software. It also excludes games that are unreleased or disabled. Well, that to me would be the Power and Glory mod for GTR 2. It didn't pick up the time I've spent in there, because I did spend a good bit of time there. How do I share it with my friends? There's 2 ways. So I'm going to grab this link. Public and share. Here's copy this link. Okay. Now I can go throw that into the comments on YouTube as I port this video over to YouTube, and I just hoped that that would be something interesting for people to see. Hey, go look at your own Steam replay. You can probably do that just by putting, let me see if I can drag and drop Steam replay. Steam Replay 2022. Okay, well, searching for it didn't work. But it's probably in your Steam account. Let's see. If I go to my profile. No. It doesn't show it. Well, let's throw this in here. Let's see what happens. It does go to here. So let me go back and edit that little status. How do I get to my statuses, man? Okay, there's that. And then well, I'll figure this out, but I'm gonna have to alt tab to my desktop and do stuff, like fire up Notepad and paste together a couple things to link. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the Steam Replay 2022 for GameBrain.media, and until next time, GameBrain is gone.